America is beautiful. From her hills to her plains, to her forests to her waters, there is nothing that compares. However, even this vast land of beauty cannot avoid catastrophe, and when disaster does strike, Americans come together as a force unlike any other. From its humble beginnings when it was founded by Clara Barton, the Red Cross's ideals remain strong. Today, the Red Cross represents the purest American value, compassion. And from the beginning of CEO Keith Rowe's tenure in the May of 2016 to today, the Red Cross North Texas chapter does its best to carry on the legacy of this organization, helping the people of North Texas each and every day. The Red Cross has developed over the years in countless aspects with changing goals and services. Its functions now include community services that help the needy, support and comfort for military families, the collection, processing, and distribution of life-saving blood and blood products, educational programs that promote health and safety, as well as international relief and development programs. Still, its core values have not been compromised in this long journey in America and North Texas.
Well, there's a lot more need now. And so where before we could do a lot with a few people, we need many more now. So how we've evolved is we've become, very, very strategic and intentional about how we grow, how we structure our organization, the number of individuals that we have on our leadership team, how we design and create our volunteer support networks. We've looked at this from although we are a nonprofit entity, we look at it from a management style of a for-profit entity and making sure that we're doing everything possible to stretch the donor dollar. Donors trust us to do what we can do to help in the local community as well as internationally. We want to make sure that we are doing our just due for those donors who have committed and trusted our organization to do all we can to support our fellow human being.
As a firefighter and EMT here in the city of Plano, I've seen many different car accidents, medical emergencies. Actually, I do have one story that comes to mind. I remember a young man that found himself in a terrible accident where he had injured his arm rather severely. He had what we call an arterial bleed, and he had to be rushed to the hospital and had to have that surgically repaired. But in the process, he lost quite a bit of blood. He lost probably what we would say 500 cc's of blood, half a liter of blood. So he definitely needed a blood transfusion when he got there. And that is one of the things that having a partner like the Red Cross doing their blood donations, we realized just how important that is. Being someone who works on the front lines, I can tell you that being able to get good quality disease-free blood to these patients is imperative for their survival and for their safety. So having a partner like the Red Cross that performs their blood drives and collects this life-giving fluid for these people is a really great benefit of the Red Cross.
The American Red Cross has started numerous programs targeted to help the communities of North Texas, all fueled by donations and volunteer work. Local fire stations often work closely with the Red Cross and disaster relief in order to assist the affected families and individuals.
So Plano Fire Rescue's relationship with the American Red Cross manifests itself in a couple different ways. First, through our smoke alarm door-to-door program. American Red Cross investigates our city, looks for particular neighborhoods, areas in our city where maybe income is a factor that prevents them from being able to purchase smoke alarms. Maybe it's a particular area that is of a higher fire risk, or is maybe had a fire fatality in that area. They identify those areas and then they partner with Plano Fire Rescue, and we go in and we try and make sure that every citizen in that location is outfitted with working smoke alarms. So that's more on the prevention side. Then on the reactionary side, they do what's called our Victims Assistance Program, where if a citizen is displaced or a family is displaced in a home fire, American Red Cross steps up, provides them lodging, food, and helps make their lives a little bit more manageable in that terrible situation.
Things do not always remain steady, however, and donations in the past years have been steadily declining as it seems people are beginning to lose awareness for the troubles around them. This issue compounds upon the difficulty of transporting blood to so many different people with such a dwindling supply of donors in such a large area such as North Texas.
Our society has gotten away from the spirit of volunteerism. I think that you all are going to change that. I think the millennials are changing that and are going back to, I'm not just going to write a check to you. I want to figure out a way I can really have some, roll up my sleeves and be all in and make effective change. So what I will tell you is that we've seen a dip in individuals not being as compelled as they had in the past to volunteer.
I regularly donate because I'm AV positive.
The fire department here in Plano's had a great relationship with the American Red Cross for a lot of years. They have been a great resource for us to call when we need. One incident that comes to mind is just this past Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving morning, there was a rather large gas main leak here in Plano, and there were approximately 80 homes that had to be evacuated. 80 families on Thanksgiving morning were suddenly told that they had to leave their home. The families were told to stage at a parking lot in Plano, and it wasn't a really cold morning, but it was cool, and there was nothing that these families could do until the gas main was fixed. So the American Red Cross responded out with food, something to drink for these families, places for them to sit. They were just in a parking lot, and there they were very quickly. These volunteers were leaving their home on Thanksgiving morning to take care of our Plano citizens. And in addition, all of the firefighters that were working the incident as well, they made sure that they had something to eat, something to drink, and were made comfortable.
These humanitarian solutions would not be possible without the help of the community and its members. Americans have banded together over losses ever since the country's conception in 1776. The incorporation of both American compassion and solidarity has made the Red Cross the great humanitarian organization it is today, helping alleviate the nation and North Texas from its suffering. Throughout all of the trials and tribulations, Mr. Rhodes and the American Red Cross have managed to continue helping to bring smiles to faces across North Texas, bringing Americans together to do good as Americans do best.
A long time ago, before I started donating regularly, I was kind of apprehensive of the whole needle thing. I don't like shots or needles. But it's really, I guess it's not that bad in the big scheme of things. And the more you give, the more you're used to the process and procedure and how it feels, and so it kind of just becomes second nature.